everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Nettie here. Today's video is a much requested video. I've had tons of questions asking me, how did I pack my things for Europe? How did I bring them back? Lots of questions about Rocambole and the VAT tax and just, was it worth it? And so I'm hoping to answer as many of those questions as I can. And I actually got a couple long emails. One was from Anne Villeneuve, and so I've got all of her questions because she asked tons of questions. And I hopefully will answer them all here because I've written them all down. So if I'm looking down, I'm just looking at my questions right here. But anyways, I'm going to dive in because I don't want to make this a long video. One of her first questions was, does Rocambole have the largest inventory? Well, from what I found out just going to the different shops, Rocambole does have quite a large inventory, but you're better off to get there early. I got there later in the day, so they were out of stock on a lot of things because it's one of the most popular shops. So everybody wants to go there and get their stuff from there. So if you're looking for a really specific thing, you may want to try several of the other Chanel stores around that area. And there's several. Just look them up, and you'll be able to go to them. And if not, the people at Rocambole can oftentimes not find it for you at a different store if you can't find exactly what you're looking for. But also, if you have a good SA here in the States, you may want to ask them to contact the store in Paris, and maybe if it's just a couple of days ahead, they can put it aside for you. Not a guarantee, but it's probably, you can try. So that's that question. So it's a hit or miss. I was really fortunate. Mine was like the last one. My Le Boy bag was the last one they had in stock, and I grabbed it. And then the next question is, do you have to ask to see the staircase, and was there a line of people? Well, yes, I asked to see the staircase. I don't know if you have to, because when you go into the store, it's kind of like off to the side, and you can't access it. So, and there was a few people, but I was there like within the last hour that they were open, and they are open till like 7 o'clock every night. I got there at 6 and grabbed all my stuff, bought all my stuff, and there was only one other girl that also wanted to see the staircase and get pictures taken, so there wasn't a lineup when I went. But I can imagine during the daytime when there's a lot more people, there probably is. So I just take turns, and get your picture taken. Then she asked, regarding the VAT, did you get a duplicate receipt? Because I know she said that she had heard that you have to put the original receipt with your VAT refund. Yes, they give you a duplicate receipt, and I have the original receipt from Rocambole. You can see here is my receipt. So yes, they do give you duplicate receipts, one to put into the VAT refund envelope and one for yourself. Then she asked, did you mail away for the VAT credit or opt for the cash? And I opted to mail it in because it's very simple. They have a computerized system now, and most of them have the computerized code on the receipt. So when you go to the airport, or the airport that you're departing from, all of your receipts have a code. So you just go to the little machine, you enter some information, you scan that barcode on the receipt, and you just then put it in the envelope, and then there's a little mailbox right there for you to put it in. Now those are only for the receipts that are things that you purchased in that country. Like in France, I put all of my VAT receipts in one envelope after I scanned them and was able to mail them right away. The items that I bought in London, I gave to the customs person there. He stamped them, and those I put in an envelope, and I had to bring them home with me because I had to actually mail them to the UK. So they don't have a post. They didn't have a post office. No place for me to purchase stamps there in France. So I just thought, I'll just bring it home with me, then stamp it, and then send it off. And all of the VAT refunds, normally they say take between a month to 2 months to see a credit back onto your visa or whichever method that you asked for it to be returned on. And about the cash, I don't know about the cash because I didn't take the cash. I don't know if there is a difference on the refund amount, but normally on each receipt they will show what the VAT tax is and what your refund amount is. And a lot of the times they also have a handling fee. So, which was interesting to me because the handling fee is quite high. Like, I think on the Burberry, the one Burberry scarf, because I put it down right here, the VAT tax was 20%, so the refund was $65.85, and then the handling fee was $19.85. So they really get you on that handling fee. So my total VAT refund was $46. So that's how it works. It's very confusing. Whatever it is, it's very confusing. But you do get your refund. But you can probably Google this stuff and try and find out. This is just from my experience and mine only. So other people might have other experiences. Put them down in the comment box if you have other experiences that you can share. And the next question was, what is this? Oh, that was the question about the VAT refund versus the cashback. So no, I really don't know. And then the next question was regarding U.S. Customs. She says, did they inspect your bags or your belongings? And then there's like 3 questions all in one. Do you know what the percentage of that exemption is, and can you pay the tax by credit card? So when you're bringing things back into the States, you have to fill out a declaration form, and they usually give that to you on the plane. And each person is, depending on how long you've been, if you've been out of the country, I think it's more than 5 days or so, you're allowed to bring $800 back exempted. And in our case, we brought back a lot more than that. So it is based on, it's very convoluted. The tax that you have to pay is you're unable to find it anywhere. I tried to look on the U.S. Customs site, and it's very convoluted because after it goes in ranges. So you're allowed 800. After that 800, on the first 1,000 and over, I believe it's like something like 3%. And then it's also dependent on some countries. They charge you more on products brought in, up to 100%. So depending on what country you're bringing items in from, it also depends on the type of item. When I was standing and going through all the customs, because I did, looking in hindsight, I probably, because they didn't look and search my luggage, and it's a hit or miss. So, for me and just for my peace of mind, I'm a very honest person, and I'm a terrible liar. So in my lifetime, if I've ever told a little white lie, I end up saying no. I gotta tell the truth, because I'm just a horrible liar, and so I've known that all my life, so I've never lied because I'm terrible at it. Even when I was younger, I said there was no way I could lie to my parents or say I was out somewhere where I wasn't, because I always got caught. So my policy has always been, if you tell the truth and you're honest, you don't have to worry about trying to cover things up. But anyways, but sometimes a little white lie is not too bad. Like I think in hindsight, had I not declared my bag for as much as it was, I could have probably knocked maybe a couple thousand off of it, and they wouldn't have known the difference. But if you have receipts and they ask to see the receipts, then it's like then you would get caught. So what I did was all of my designer items that I brought with me on my carry-on, I declared. Anything that I put in my checked-in bag, because that kind of like went in a different route, I didn't declare. And those were all only the small little tiny things that were really negligible. So I had probably like $7,000 worth of declared items. And of that, I ended up paying like $400 US in fees and taxes that they charged me. What they did was for both she did was, because I declared like $7,000, she looked at me and my mother together, and it was $1,600 between the two of us, and she just put it up to $2,000. She says, I'm just going to give you $2,000 exemption, and I'm only going to charge you for the remaining $5,000. So that was okay. And like I said, if you're going to play, you got to pay. So I was okay with that. I had a clear conscience almost, and I didn't have to worry. So if they searched my luggage, I was fine with that. I just paid it what I had to pay. So that's the thing on declaring things. Also, she wanted to know if you could pay by credit card, that tax exemption. Yes, in most places you can pay credit card, so not to worry. And then other questions that I've received from a lot of other people in my videos was, how did I bring all this stuff back? Was I afraid of it getting stolen? Well, what I did was I took with me a big suitcase, and let me just show you what I did. I'm just going to change camera views and show you guys what I did. Okay guys, I'm behind my camera right now, and I'm just filming on my iPhone. So let me just show you. There is my 2 pieces of luggage that I took with me on the plane. And what I did was this large one, that large one right there, I checked that in. And what I did was, it was pretty well empty, and all I did was put my a couple pairs of shoes in there, and just some like peripheral stuff, and a like little jacket in there, just in case it rained. And that's all I put in there, and I checked that one in. And you're allowed one checked in piece of luggage that is 50 pounds or under. If it's over 50 pounds, they're going to charge you for it. And they're going to charge you for any additional pieces of luggage that you check in. So that's what I did with that one. Then with this small one right here, that is what I packed. All of my clothes, 2 pairs of shoes, my makeup, and everything else went in that smaller suitcase. And this suitcase, these are Delsey. They are like a semi-soft and hard suitcase, and oh my gosh, this thing handled so much clothes. It's very deceiving how much can fit in there. So that's what I carried on with me. And then you guys know that I took my Pochette Métis with me. And also, I'm getting a little friend here. This is my cat, guys. Every time I come down on the floor, she wonders why I'm here. But just ignore her. And then this bag. I got this bag. I'll show you. Just let me. This is a soft bag that I take all the time with me on the plane because it's easy to fold up if I don't use it, but you're only allowed to take one carry-on and one personal luggage, like a bag, a personal bag. But I use this bag, as you can see, sorry. I use this bag as my personal bag. And what I did was, because I always, when I travel, and it's really big and roomy and flexible, so what I did was I put my, oops, this is really hard to do with one hand, sorry. So what I did is I put my pochette Métis inside that bag, and I also put any food that I wanted to take with me, and small little gifts in here, and magazines, and just, it was perfect. So those were the suitcases that I took with me. And what happened was my mother also took carry-on the same size as mine. And what we did at the end of our traveling is all the clothes that we had in our carry-ons, we put all of that into the big suitcase, and we checked that in. And then all of the designer goods and my big box, my Chanel box, fit into my mother's suitcase, just like it just fit right in. And we put a couple other things around it, closed it up, and then we put all of the rest of the good designer stuff in my carry-on, and all of my shoes, because my shoes were good. I didn't want to lose those either. And we, put those in the carry-on, and then that was it. It just, everything fits so fantastically, and we didn't have to worry about not having or losing things, because I've heard horror stories of people checking stuff in, and I had a really bad incident happen to me about checking in luggage. I had somebody steal quite a few of my things that I was bringing back from Vancouver one year, one Christmas, and it was a lesson I will always remember and learn from. And things happen, and you just can't. It's unavoidable sometimes, and you entrust that the airlines hire good people, and so you just never know. But anyway, so I learned from that experience to always carry my jewelry in like a single pouch. Put all my good jewelry in a single pouch and carry that in my bag with me at all times. I learned that any electronics that you may have, you always carry those in your bag with you. And even you can't even trust it on your carry-on, because what happened to me was I had a few things in my carry-on, and I couldn't take my carry-on with me. It was the year that shoe bomber was had done his thing, and they weren't even allowing you to take any carry-ons with you. And we had just heard about that when we got to the airport, and I'd already packed stuff away, and it was just such a rush and a jumble that I left my camera and I put my jewelry in my carry-on because I thought I was going to carry it on with me. At the last minute, they had to take it and put it away, and that's when I lost my stuff. So the lesson learned: jewelry and electronics you always carry in your personal bag, so the bag that you know that you can carry. So that is what I did with all of my luggage, and just some little tips and hints for you guys that are traveling. The other thing that I wanted to address, the other questions that I have is it worth buying stuff in Europe? Is it cheaper? Some things are, and some things I found were probably about the same, or not too much difference. But the Chanel stuff, definitely. I found the bags, even with all of the exchange rate and all of the possible tax fees that you might incur when you're bringing them over the border or declaring them in customs, it was still worth it. I still saved an overall $500 on my LeBoy bag. I saved probably at least, $80 or $90 on my Chanel ballet flats. And I know I wrote down here that that Burberry scarf, because some items I can't really price out. I can just kind of go by what people have paid for them, because Chanel doesn't list their prices. But for the Burberry scarf that I bought, I looked online, and it's $650 online without any tax on it. So this is based on not that tax, but if I bought it in the store, obviously you'd pay some percentage of tax depending on where you live. But it's $650 online, and I paid, because I paid US funds. Whenever you're in Europe, they'll ask you if you're charging something, if you want to pay in US funds or you want to pay in the euros. And on a few things, I decided to pay US funds. Like all the Chanel stuff, I paid in US funds. And same with this Burberry scarf. So I ended up paying $620.31 for it. And then I got $46 back for the VAT refund. So that made the scarf $574.31. So I actually saved myself over $80. And that is hard, cash that I didn't have to pay for it. So yes, in that case, yes, it was worth it, because $80 is $80. Plus I got it in Europe. And then for the Click H, at first I didn't think I really saved much on those, but yes, I did. So the Click H, if you look online right now in the US, it's $600, and that's without tax. It's online, and I paid $574.05 US, and then I got a VAT refund of around $50. So that would have made that Click H $524.05. So a savings of about $76. So yes, you are saving some money, and whenever you can save money, hey, it's a bonus. So those items I know that I did get savings on, and I know that I got savings on my Chanel LeBoy bag. And the only items that I would probably say I didn't really save a lot on would be the small Chanel earrings that I bought my mother, and my brooch. I probably only saved myself, maybe after everything's said and done, maybe, $40 or, $30, around that. But those kinds of things, because they're smaller. But I definitely saved at least, more than $100 on my shoes, and like I said, more, $500 or more on my bag. It's just really hard because I had to, get the VAT tax and take into consideration what I paid for customs on that. So all in all, yeah, I think it is a savings if you buy stuff in Paris, especially the Chanel stuff. So that's just my experience, guys, and I hope all of these little tips and little bits of advice are helpful, and they answered some of the questions, and I hope they answered some of your questions. I know you said that you are going to Europe and you want to purchase a couple of bags there, so I'm keeping my fingers crossed for you that you can find them. But if you can at all call ahead, that's my advice to you. Even if you call ahead to the store itself, that might help in getting what you want and not being disappointed. Anyways, I hope this video has been helpful, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, everyone.